We love it when churches across the country are supporting one another.
Yeah.
At FIEC, that's a big thing that we want to do, and especially in prayer. So if there were churches, maybe in the West Midlands, but especially anywhere else in the country, who wanted to pray for churches and ministry in the West Midlands, what are some things that they could be praying for?
Well, I think pray for a new generation of leaders within the churches. When churches have good, united leadership, they're healthy. And you can do all sorts of things with the united eldership. So pray for that. Pray for new leaders to be recognised and to be established within the churches. Pray for churches to have a vision to either revitalise or church plant, to look beyond themselves, and to be committed to evangelism. I mean, it always seems to me that within the local church, one of the dangers is a kind of a gravity where you're always moving away from evangelism to caring for the flock. And my heart is as a pastor, not an evangelist. And so over the years, I've had to catch myself and say, no, we are to do the work of evangelists. We are to be outward looking. So there are some churches that have modelled that. City Church that John Stevens was involved in for years is a great example of that. They have given away men, they've trained men, they've given away men. Some of the brightest spots in the West Midlands are where they've planted churches or supported churches. So pray for that. Pray for looking outwards and seeking to plant new churches and seeking to revitalise and so on. Pray for churches in trouble. There are a lot of small churches, and there are churches that have got all sorts of internal problems, which I guess we all know that churches have internal problems. So I think that's one thing. And pray for the pastors. Pray for the pastors that they may be spiritually built up. Pray for their marriages. I mean, there's obvious things to pray for. It could be anywhere in the country, couldn't it? But I think in the West Midlands, pray that the gospel may really be able to impact what is a massive Muslim community and a Hindu community. And there are folk working there. We have some folk in our own church who have a real passion and a real desire to work amongst Muslims. And I think there are others as well. So getting the gospel into those communities, I think, is also a challenge. I don't know the numbers, but there are some areas of Birmingham where you can see Palestinian flags everywhere and huge mosques. And if you travel on a Friday, you can see huge numbers of people going to the mosque. So that's an area that is on our doorstep. And how do you reach these guys who desperately need Jesus? So pray about that.